The stun prod is a rather easy to make weapon that really anyone in the station can make, and has the potential to snowball a completely lost fight against nukies or something into something that is winnable. And yes, this is an item spotlight video. Remember when I used to do those? Before we can start, you must learn how to make a stun prod. You can just press G to open the construction menu and type in makeshift stun prod, stun, whatever you want to get it to pop up. You need a rod, power cell small, or a small power cell, makeshift handcuffs, and an igniter. All of this is really easy to acquire. There is a machine called the Vendomat, which you can usually find in U-tool rooms across the various stations in the game. And inside of this is literally everything you need minus the one rod. You can get the igniter, you can get the low voltage cables for the makeshift cuffs, and you can get a small capacity power cell here. You can find small capacity power cells elsewhere, but these are usually never taken because they're small, and you can find mediums and flashlights. I think health analyzers and stuff has small power cells, so if you're in medical and you just really need a power cell, you can get it that way. Autolace can make them. They're really not hard to acquire. Getting rods is also really easy. You just need one piece of steel to make 2 rods, or if you want to be a little bit more nifty, you can get wire cutters and cut some catwalks and maintenance to get free rods. Once you have everything here, first you must make makeshift handcuffs, because that's an extra crafting step. So you just type in makeshift, and they cost 15 low voltage cables. They do not take all that long to craft the cuffs, and funnily enough, since you get a full stack of LV cables from the Vendomat, you can actually make makeshift cuffs 2 pairs, which combines really well with the stun prod, but not necessarily a video about that. Once you have everything, you just have to craft it together. By the way, the small battery can be empty or full, and it will give you a fully charged stun prod. Is that intended? Probably not, but it works. The stun prod does 9 melee damage a hit, 9 units of blunt specifically, and it has just enough charge to incapacitate a normal person not on combat enhancing drugs like hyperzine, which gives you more stamina. So unless somebody has above 100 stamina, you will be able to stun them. However, it's very worth noting that it only has 3 hits. This leaves little room for error. To use a stun prod, it's really simple. You just pick it up and press Z, and this will now start using the internal battery. You can actually wide swing multiple people, and if you hit multiple people, it will only use 1 charge. And wide swinging does make it a lot easier to make sure you're actually hitting your target. However, if you miss at all and hit somebody else with a wide swing instead of your target, you could potentially waste your charge and not be able to actually stun them. This makes the stun prod very high risk, high reward, because it barely has enough stamina damage to stun someone's perfect amount. However, if you throw a bola at somebody and you have a stun prod, this makes it quite a lot easier because you can miss a stun prod and hit somebody else. So if you hit somebody with the bola, hit them with the stun prod, and then throw it, this is one of the fastest stun times you can possibly get in the game. If you're fighting a nukie or something, you can make a bola, again, with the LV cables you got from earlier, and just a few pieces of steel, which you probably already got when you made the stun prod. I feel like the stun prod works very good as an anti-nuke weapon, because anyone can make it. For example, even scientists get the Robotech Deluxe, which inside has 3 igniters, which means you can make more stun prods. Sometimes security is completely lost, and you just can't get to stun batons. Sometimes the nukies blow all their EMPs initially in the big fights, and they'll deplete all the stun batons, but if you just keep the stuff on you to craft a stun prod, even if the battery gets drained, you can run off and craft it and the battery will be recharged. Again, probably not intended. However, if you ever need to recharge your stun prod if it gets EMP'd, you just have to find a normal recharger like this and stick it in, and it will recharge pretty fast because it is just a small battery. You could always go make a second one. These are really not that hard to make. Other than that, I don't really think there's much else to talk about. It's really good at countering nukies. Nukies don't have unlimited EMPs, but nukies are also just not ready to deal with 30 people with stun weapons. It's good if you're a syndicate trying to fight, say, a security officer. You could literally use a stun prod, stun a security officer, cuff them, take their better stun baton if you're a syndicate. It is a great tool of the Grey Tide. It is a great tool against nukies. One of the best weapons in the game, honestly, and I'm really shocked you don't see them more. Thank you for watching.